Alrighty, hello and welcome everybody to this budget how to build Stampede Dinosaurs in Pioneer or Explorer. Oh my goodness, I think it's quite reasonable to spend 8 rare wild cards and 6 mythic rares as you progress towards
ruthless aggression.
Oh, absolutely ruthless aggression. Not quite as much as the full-fledged list that I enjoyed. This one in the description, and join the Discord. Definitely, if you haven't already. Still continuing to focus on the namesake, putting all the creatures onto the battlefield, and chances are winning that turn. Very, very deadly stuff. Started off with 2 copies because I want at least a few chances to see this. Eventually, you'll finish off the playset. You might want to do that sooner rather than later, depending how it feels, but at least you have something, part of it. Commune with Dinosaurs, though, will begin right at the start, and if you're wondering about how to more general, exactly how the deck works, I made a guide primer. Link to that is in the description or the comments if I decide to add it there, but getting sidetracked. Commune with Dinosaurs. It's good at any point in the game, and if you're playing a dinosaur deck, there you go. Pretty simple, straightforward. Who doesn't love pretty much one of the best commons for a specific creature type? I love it, I love it. Moving on though to Glimpse the Core, that is the first stand-in card, taking the place of Archdruid's Charm. Both of those can search for land and put it onto the battlefield. This is an uncommon, and well, it gets us ahead. 1 more mana, well, that's really what you want. We can't search for Ghalta, that could be a little bit rough. I must admit, sometimes I do love Archdruid's Charm. If I get to that 8 mana, usually I do, just being able to see the namesake more and then dump everything on my turn and kill the opponent. So yeah. If you want Archdruid's Charm, if you feel it necessary to see things more, if you redeem some lands for Sunken Citadel, you might prefer Archdruid's Charm just because finding that and putting it on the battlefield all in one turn is going to increase the value. It always enters tapped, so if the extra land is the Sunken, you get to an explosive amount of mana with Castle Garenbrig even sooner. So keep that in mind. Fierce Empath, I'm regularly using it as of the moment of recording. It's an uncommon. There you go. You really want to search for all the big stuff, and there is really only big stuff to find. So it makes absolute sense. It's a creature. You find a thing that's going to make the biggest impact, whatever that happens to be. Carnage Tyrant, potentially, if you're able to make 6 on turn 4, which is a very real possibility. Love it, love it. Cactusfolk Sureshot. I'm shocked I haven't tried it before. Cactusfolk Sureshot. The second stand-in card. This is meant to be Regisaur Alpha. When you get the chance, replace it, but you might also enjoy keeping this in. You could reasonably take out the Fierce Empath. This could become Regisaur Alpha, and then you've got a big thing with Reach and Ward, and everybody has haste, and everybody has trampled, chances are, because they have power 4 or greater. I don't know. Try it out. It's not going to hurt if you have the Cactusfolk in instead of the Fierce Empath, and eventually, definitely get that Regisaur Alpha. Oftentimes the opponent has removal for the 1 Palani's Hatcher or the 1 Regisaur Alpha. You don't get to attack that turn. The haste for every other dinosaur has been removed, and then the opponent has a sweeper potentially on the following turn, where if you just have some redundancy in the haste for everybody, you will kill them and you will get more wins. Oh my goodness, lovely, lovely stuff. I actually might try Cactusfolk Sureshot tonight. We'll see. But yeah, Palani's Hatcher, straight up. You could start off with Regisaur Alpha, perhaps. Maybe you open up some original packs of Ixalan. You're looking to work towards Carnage Tyrant. You could possibly open this, or the Regisaur Alpha, maybe Rootbound Craig, something like that. Yeah, Carnage Tyrant. With Castle Garenbrig, you can make extra mana above and beyond the lands that you have. If you have 4 plus Castle Garenbrig, you get to make 6. You can't make any extra mana for creatures with Sunken, so that's why I decided to just go with the full playset of Castle Garenbrig to start. And Carnage Tyrant can make use of that Castle Garenbrig. Love it. Love it. Very scary for many opponents, and of course it always has that fantastic entrance animation. Earthshaker Dreadmaw, what is this replacing? What is it in for? Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh my goodness. It's a poor man's Vaultborn Tyrant, literally, because Vaultborn Tyrant, I think, as of recording, is 30 US. I got it early because I knew I would use it all the time. I never cut it whatsoever. It's just so absolutely incredible, and I draw so many cards because everybody is so big. But this is quite reasonable. There's some scenarios where you might not draw anything, but I think for the most part, as long as you hold off with Earthshaker, maybe you play Palani's Hatcher, that's 3 dinosaurs in 1. Then you play Carnage Tyrant, oh, lovely, or Palani's first, Earthshaker Dreadmaw after Palani's Hatcher. When it enters, you draw 3 cards. It's pretty decent. It does some good stuff. So yeah, Earthshaker is Vaultborn. Whenever you feel ready to do that switch, Nurturing Bristleback. It does increase consistency of seeing lands, or just a land if you want to hit your drops. This costs 7, so Titanoth Rex. That's what we're going for. Titanoth Rex is certainly more impactful and scary than this, but if you're going to have a stand-in for 7 to kind of maintain the feel and the level and the amount of creatures, I wouldn't probably trim all this costly stuff and make it cheap. You want to still get the sense of how to play things, when to play things, and what it feels like. So Nurturing, Titanoth Rex, there you go. Ghalta, Titanoth Rex. It's a lot of Rexes. A lot of rampaging as well. This is the other 2 Ghalta Stampede Tyrants. Pretty straightforward right there. You can give something trample. Not that you need to. It is pretty redundant. A lot of dinosaurs already have it, but maybe you put this out with a Ghalta. That would actually be quite satisfying indeed. 11/11 trample. Haste. Hopefully haste with Palani's Hatcher or the Sureshot. This is surely going to be devastating. Many opponents. Like I mentioned, Castle Garenbrig. You can't make extra mana for creatures with Sunken, but you can with Castle, and no Sunkens. Forests, I have 4 forests in my usual list, so that lines up nicely right there. Bristling Backwoods, what is this? This is Sunken Citadel. It's a land that enters tapped. This is a land that enters tapped. There you go. Fixes mana. Not that I need red too much. You might find perhaps you need it a little bit more with the Sureshot, but keep an eye on that. Game Trail. This is the 4 Stomping Ground. Game Trail, you have to do something for it to enter untapped. Stomping Ground, you have to do something for it to enter untapped. This cares about having a mountain and a forest. Of course, it's very different than Stomping Ground, but it's a dual land that could enter untapped, just like Stomping Ground. So that way they line up. Pretty simple. Wooded Ridgeline. This is the 3 Sheltered Thicket. Both enter tapped. Both are mountain and forests. You can cycle that. You can't cycle this. And also you want to maintain a lot of forest. With these and Wooded Ridgeline, it's going to be a little bit interesting. You might run into some scenarios where you don't have a forest type land for Castle Garenbrig to enter untapped, and that could feel pretty painful, where Game Trail would have been Stomping Ground, would have been a forest type land. So come turn 5, when you drop this, you're ready to make 6. It doesn't enter untapped, sadly. So you may want to prioritize Game Trail, switching that out for Stomping Ground sooner rather than later. Secluded Courtyard, that is the 1 Cavern of Souls, and that's definitely not budget. I'm going to pick up a copy at some point in real life, but I just haven't found the right deal. I was hoping it would go down, just it hasn't. Very expensive, just like the Vaultborn Tyrant. Sideboard wise, because I like best of 3, or best of 1, just it isn't for me. Back to nature. destroy all enchantments. There you go. It's an uncommon, and you won't be caught out by any sort of enchantment shenanigans. Very, very painful stuff. Different variations of decks that certainly focus on that. Flame Sweep, though, I'm loving it so far. Re-adding it. 2 damage to each creature, taking out all the small things, and oh, it's devastating. Instant speed. The opponent plays some more small creatures on their turn, ready to attack with haste, possibly, and poof, they lose it all. Could be helpful against Amalia Explorer as well. A lot of those creatures are small, and if you can take out the creature that is gaining life, it might just buy you time against that particular deck. Haze of Pollen, it's a common. Against aggro, possibly. Could be nice. You only have to buy yourself sometimes 1 more turn. That is all it takes, even if it allows you to put out a Vaultborn Tyrant, which Earthshaker Dreadmaw would be. You play a big thing, you gain a bit of life, and all of a sudden they can't bust through because you lived 1 more turn. Or you're just able to go with Ghalta, but you have to survive 1 more turn to play her, to play another land. Haze of Pollen achieves that. You don't have to kill anything, you just have to survive until the critical moment. Thrashing Brontodon, kind of a placeholder. This could be Tranquil Frillback if you want some more artifact enchantment hate, graveyard hate if you're really worried about that. I'm not usually worried about that, but there's definitely room for expression for sure. If you love a particular card, you love what it does and what it achieves for a matchup that brings you pain. It could be Leyline of Sanctity, giving you hexproof and giving you a chance against mono black, waste not, discard. But overall, straightforward upgrade path. What you feel you need more than others, definitely redeem it. Glimpse the Core, I don't know what I would choose as the absolute first thing to get, but 8 rares, 6 mythic rares, very, very reasonable. All right, we'll leave it there for now. I've got to do the thumbnail for tonight, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Oh, and take a big bite out of that like button. Definitely.